I'm
You
ready.
ready?
Let's go.
Okay, man. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. I am on the Soldier Stories podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And with me this evening is my brother, Mr. Reggie Holton. Reggie, welcome to Soldier Stories podcast, bro.
Man, glad to be on here. Glad to be able to tell my story
Yes,
from
sir.
your view. You have your own unique style, Mark.
I appreciate that, man. And just so everybody can understand, for reference here, my man Reggie, he's doing double duty. He had to go to work, and he got called in on a last minute sort of detail, and so he's multitasking, as we say.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm able to do it because this is who I am, man. I wear a lot of hats, so when
Yes,
when
sir.
when the opportunity presents itself, you gotta be able to, do twin duties. Last night I was on a whole call that I had to be on for 3.5 hours while I work. So
Uh-huh.
it's another Zoom, so I'm used to it now, man.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, uh, I wanted us to have a conversation about your life as a Marine, and in particular, as a sniper. Uh, Tell everybody uh, what a sniper is.
Well, sniper in the Marine Corps, everybody is a basic rifleman, but
Yeah.
snipers are expert shooters. Some are scouts, which they are out on missions with them, and they A gunners. Some are attached to platoons. I had to, I was a scout for a minute. I was attached to a platoon. Um, Being a scout is basically two people fending for themselves. We got a lot of calm, but when you out there, you can be left alone.
Hmm. Hmm.
You
Yeah. Yeah. And how long were you? Uh, how long? How long were you in the Marines? First off.
So I was in the Marines at exactly 2 years, 2 years, 2 weeks. So for me, I went to basic out of high school, straight out of high school. I graduated June 13th. I was in basic the following week, my 19th birthday. So after my 19, I'm out there. I go through 13-week boot camp, and I'm gonna tell y'all the crazy story. I did not shoot good in boot camp. I shot good in SOI. I had a whole different MOS, and in SOI, just they had me requalify for some reason, and I think they did it because when we were on grad sweep, my grandmother passed away, and I wanted to go home. I'm like, I know I'm not gonna shoot good. I know my mind and my brain is not here. I'm not focused. My grandmothers are essential parts of my life,
Hmm.
and she lost her life. She was one of the last people I saw in Milwaukee before I left going to boot camp. So it kind of messed with me. Then they turned around, and I think it was a lie according to my mother, of them telling me that I had to stay in boot camp, and my grandmother would have wanted me to stay, gave me this whole side story, and that wasn't the case.
Hey, show your face, man, because I can see. Yeah, that's better.
So yeah, so yeah, that's basically what it was. And then when I requalified at SOI, they was like, so we got two options. We can send you to school based on some scores, some tests they had took mentally, some mental tests, my isolation as a team that I wasn't really involved in a lot of like I played high school football, but I wasn't a partier. I slept in my grandma's basement. I was always to myself. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
Hmm.
those are one of the qualities that you have to be able to have to be a great scout sniper. You know what I'm saying? Is you have to
Be
have the
alone.
yeah, be able to be alone and sustain. So um went through that. I went through 6 weeks of training for that. Got to the fleet. I was in Camp Lejeune. Um and I was like, man, they actually sent me back to my original MOS. So then at that time in 2000, the Marine Corps recruitment was dropping. That's when it started to decline. And a lot of the millennium kids, we were going to college. We decided to go to college. A lot of us weren't military. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, well, you got this attachment. We're gonna attach you to a unit to go on a float. So we were on a float. September 11th happened, and boom, there I am, Afghanistan, in the middle of the shit.
Mm, mm, mm.
And I did a couple missions, another mission, and my A gunner lost his whole family while he was out in the bush, and we were back on the boat. He found out he wanted to get shit back. They wouldn't let him get shit back. We went out. He ended up killing himself.
How did he lose his family, bro?
His mom. So they were my. I was. He was a Hispanic. And they were. It was just bad, man. It
Okay.
was just
Okay.
bad, and
Okay.
he blew his brains out, man. Basically, and that's how I ended up getting shot, and that's where a lot of my PTSD. Can you check this for me? 11, 10 and a half. Comes from.
So you saw
And
it happen.
he was right next to me. I actually was about to face a court martial behind this.
What?
Yeah, because I was, you know how the rank structure work. I
Yeah.
was that dude. I was you're basically, I was a 2 year, almost a 2 year corporal. I was up for sergeant meritoriously, and I
Yeah.
got bust down from corporal to lance corporal. It was bad.
Mm.
So when I got back, they told me I could never go in the field again as a sniper. They sent me back to Motor T, and I was in Motor T for like 4.5 months, man. And I just snapped.
Mm.
I was like, man, I'll blow this whole motherfucker up. Woo, 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 woo. You know how that go. We got
Yeah.
to get him up out of here.
Yeah. So you lost it.
I lost it, bro. I woke up one day, man, dumped about 176 ibuprofen, and was like, it's either them or me. And
You said you.
yeah, I didn't because I couldn't see myself. I'm a very loyal person. I couldn't see myself killing my fellow Marines, right? And I couldn't see myself staying in it anymore at that point because I felt like I had failed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to this day, I still deal with a sense of failure when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That I wanted to do 20 years. I was gun ho. To this day, I'm gun ho Marine Corps. You can't tell me nothing about the Corps. I,
Man, I only wanted to do 4, maybe 8.
I
After my 3rd year, I was like, no, screw that, I'm out.
I wanted to do 20. Here's why. Because even in my life today, I feel like something is missing.
Yeah.
That structure, that getting up at 0400, going to run,
Yeah.
the runs, the workouts, the team atmosphere, you
Yeah.
miss that stuff. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
lot of people don't talk about that.
Right.
After going to college and realizing why we were over there, it kind of pissed me off. But still, it was like, what did I sign up for? It? I'd never been a quitter at nothing in my life, so I felt like I quit.
Mm-hmm.
So even to this day, I have thoughts like, damn, what if I'd have just stayed in 20 years? What would my life look like right now?
Yeah.
What if I had went countless missions to Iraq and Afghanistan and all that
Yeah.
and never got nothing? Got my leg blew off. Like I watch stuff like Alive Day and things like that, and when they tell their stories, and I'll be like, man, that was supposed to be me.
Mm.
Like I take a lot of personal letdown when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So you only did 2.5.
right, basically, yep.
And you were, I would say, other than honorably discharged.
No, I got a medical general under honorable, but then they upgraded it to an honorable.
Got it. Now, here's where the rubber going to meet the road for our conversation, bro. After you got out, how difficult was it for you to readjust?
Man, I was violent. I was a ticking time bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I was excuse my language, I was to say a motherfucker, but I was a person. Anything you said to me, I'm fighting.
Mm.
Anything, bro. I went on manic states. You know, when you got PTSD, people got to understand the manic stages, right? I was
Yeah.
still 4, 5, 6 days in a row. No sleep, no food. I go to the park, play basketball, try to get into it with somebody. I would sit in isolation in dark rooms by myself. I wouldn't communicate or go anywhere with people. And
Mm-hmm.
if I did, I was getting pissy drunk. Like I would drink brown and white. Like I was,
Yeah.
and it was like it was nothing because I was so active. I was
Yeah.
moving, so I was sweating it out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I would never over. I ain't never. I got drunk twice in my life to the point where I threw up, and it was never none of them times when I was getting drunk. Then you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would drive home straight, like you know. Um, I was a very bad person.
Mm-hmm.
I turned into a very what I would say is inhumane person in my
Mm-hmm.
mind.
Mm-hmm.
The things I was doing, I mean, having multiple kids by multiple women, just wilding.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a give a fuck in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember me and my middle kids, mom had a real toxic relationship, right? And we had went out one Halloween, and it was a chick I met in at the VA. She had saw me at the bar. And at that time, I was starting on the decline because I had enrolled in MATC. Said, man, it's time for me to get my life together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what happened, what it actually was that I had started dating my ex-wife in between a breakup between me and my baby mama, right? And in between the breakup, me and her ended up breaking up. But before we broke up, she made me go to the VA and go through this PTSD program. And then I had started working with the state of Wisconsin. So I was on my way the right direction, right?
Right.
And then I ended up we broke up, and instead of me going to get my own crib, I went back to a toxic situation. But now by that time, I'm looking at everything from a clear mind. So I'm like, I'm not supposed to be living like this. Like, what the fuck is going on? Excuse my language. So when that happened, we went out, and I was talking to this girl I met in the PTSD program inside the bar, and we left the bar. She wanted to go eat, and I'm like, "You too drunk. We ain't going nowhere." So she got to physically trying to fight me in front of the kids, and my daughter said, "Stop." Usually I take off. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped, and I left her house that night, and I never went back. That was my journey to start rebuilding myself. But in process of rebuilding myself, I started to realize that I had a lot of childhood traumas, a lot of military traumas, a lot of separation anxiety. I had a lot of fear, failure.
Mm.
My
Mm. Mm.
father had told me at one time we had a little altercation, and he told me you was a mistake. So now you have that rejection. You have all this shit piled up on shit,
Mm-hmm.
and you never fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
And so I ended up back with my ex girlfriend. We
The
ended up
toxic
getting
one.
married. Nah, this was the one that I ended up marrying.
Okay.
So we get back together instantly. We together back together 2 months. We get married. Boom, lifestyle life. And you know us as Marine Corps man, we family first over everything. Take care of family. Fuck your mental health. You need to do this. And I
Yeah.
just started. I just was living. I was going through the motions.
Yeah.
But every time we hit an altercation, I would do some dumb shit because I was very vengeful and very retaliatory of the childhood things that I had went through with my parents and with other women I had encountered with, and the shit I had saw from my parents. And
A
you
lot
know,
of unresolved issues,
yeah,
man.
yeah, and like I
Yeah.
tell people to this day, I think I struggle with trust from a woman because I saw my mama cheat on my stepfather. So to see a woman cheat on her husband,
Mm.
like I remember
It hit
playing this day.
different. It hit
Yeah,
different.
I remember playing this day. We was at my grandmother's house on 24th and Burleigh, and my mom said, "Kool-Aid, come ride with me." So we ride, and I remember she used to have this boyfriend named Frank. Frank used to beat her. So we pull up to this house on 29th and Center. She goes in the house. She in there. I'm sitting in the car for like 30 minutes. 45 minutes past. It's an hour. I'm a kid. I'm like, what's going on? She come out, and as she's coming out, he stick his head out the window. She get in the car and said, I just did something I shouldn't have did. So as I get older, I'm starting to figure out, like, she cheated.
Mm.
My stepfather wasn't the best guy. He had kids and everything on my mama. So I'm not saying, but me seeing that,
So that was a toxic relationship you grew up
yeah.
in.
So all I ever knew in life was toxic.
Sure.
My cousins, when they get mad at they wives, they cheat on their wives. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. So if you never saw anything positive as far as a relationship, and that's how everything works. Until you heal yourself, you're not gonna be able to have a great relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that poured into my marriage, and then it poured into my marriage so bad that my wife, my ex-wife, had the same childhood traumas.
Woo.
So we get in conflict. She go duck off with a nigga. I go duck off with a chick. I'm lying. She lying. You know what I'm saying? Reality is reality. I tell people this. I'm very transparent. I'm not gonna say she was the only one. I did my dirt too. You know what I'm saying? And then it all came to the head 2 years ago, three years ago, and I lost everything. My marriage, damn near lost my house, almost lost my life again. I was on life support for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I had to do a full reset, man. Was going through the motions so bad, bro. I was running businesses and doing bad business, trying to build friendships through business and fucking myself over and losing my marriage at the same time. Not knowing because there's so much going on. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I never realized until I went to Toma last summer, last May, that I was fucked up. I had to take a step back. I can remember being in Potawatomi. I had won $40,000. And my guy Ron C was in there, we kicking it. He like, bro, go up in there. I had went self-homeless. I own a house, but I'm living in Potawatomi 3.5 months. He like, go upstairs and go to sleep, bro. You drunk, you don't need. I'm down there. Then I lose the whole $40,000 back, and I'm laughing. He like, what's so funny? You just lost
No.
40,000.
No.
He
Uh.
said, bro, you need to go get some help.
Yeah.
That day, I made a decision that I was going to the VA, but I didn't want to be in the Milwaukee VA because you can just walk out of there anytime. Toma
Tacoma.
program, yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't walking out. You got it's too far of a walk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went to Toma, was out there, went through that 90-day program, man.
Right. Right.
Got myself together, and now I'm on a redemption journey, journey of redemption. Everything that I learned about that, I'm a great advocate for veterans. I know a lot about the VA system. I know
Mm-hmm.
what's lacking in the VA system.
Mm-hmm.
I know we need reform for veterans who have misdemeanors to be able to have them expunged because that's affecting a lot of veterans from getting real
Benefits.
gainful employment. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Benefits, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I personally, right now, I'm on a journey to build a chapter I can talk about. We talked about it a little bit, but here in Wisconsin, and a group of black, white, yellow veterans that's going to work together to strengthen the veteran community through building faith and knowledge in the veteran community because they don't have that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I look at it as I felt like if I'd have had myself together 5 years ago, that young man who got killed on 27th in Wisconsin would have never happened. He would have never shot the police. He would have never been killed. See, I wear a lot of that stuff on my shoulders. And see, a lot of people don't understand why. It's because when you share, I don't care what I call when you share green or fatigue, there is no branch. We're all one branch at that moment. And we're missing people that are here to help us and speak for us powerfully, who's not afraid to put their life on the line to fight for the rights of our fellow veterans and really fight for them, not for a personal gain, but to fight for them. I have nothing to gain. I have no money. I'm not looking to start a nonprofit. I'm not looking for none of that. I'm looking to help veterans.
Mm.
That's one of my backdoor missions. After veterans, it's the youth in our community. And that goes hand in hand. You know, yeah, I got other businesses and clothing lines, but that's stuff that I want to use to be able to fund and help build, get a 4-unit apartment building, being able to house homeless veterans, being able to mentor young men, being able to go into the schools and tell my story without being pushed away at the door because I have a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I have
Yeah.
a whole PhD, man. I've never made $100,000 a year.
Yeah. And you know something, Reggie, man, when you mentioned that you were basically going in a downward spiral after you got separated from the military, I asked you that question on purpose because, as you know, and as I know, a lot of veterans, bro, brothers and sisters that served in the military struggle
Oh
after
no
they
doubt.
got and the sad part about it is that society at large has this thought process that people that served, you know, we shouldn't have anything to worry about.
No, number one,
Like,
it's not that. We're crazy.
or that, or
We're
that.
crazy. We got a label. We're crazy. You must have
Yeah,
that PTSD. You sure you gonna okay, you gonna snap on me?
yeah. But
And,
the
and,
thing
and
is, but the thing is, brother, there's no program
to
set in place
deprogram.
to help us transition. There isn't any.
But you know, I was telling somebody this the other day. I said, do we really need to transition, or is our world just that fucked up?
Both.
Think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. We're taught
Maybe
loyalty.
both. Who knows?
We're taught loyalty, right? We're taught discipline. We're
Discipline,
taught the things that's supposed to be taught in a modern home. That if a kid doesn't
structure.
get by 17 and they're about to graduate high school, this is why I say they need to go to the military. Because you learn structure. Even the way we wear our clothes is different from how everybody else wear their clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
When you get dressed, like I was telling somebody this. I said, when I get dressed, I have to be head to toe put together. I was telling somebody, man, I might go back to wearing shirt stays in my suits because I don't like the way my suit bunches up when I sit down.
Yeah.
And people like, what are shirt? And I get to explaining it to them, and I'm like, they like, you
Yeah.
want to be that put to? Yes, I do.
Yes, we do.
Like your belt gotta be on to the point where your pants ain't falling.
Right.
Like if it wasn't labeled gay to tuck your shirt in, I probably would tuck my shirt in.
Man, who cares what people think about you? Dress
Yeah,
how you feel.
but that's the way it is, and that's crazy because
I took it sometimes and I don't. I
I'm
mean,
gonna
it's
ask
just
you this though, and it's something I realized the other day. When you got out the Marine Corps,
uh
you never cussed. It was hard for you to curse.
man, listen, the people that I was around, all we did was cuss and drink.
All right, well, that's your. But I was around. We weren't cussing,
All
so
we
I
did
got
was
out,
cuss.
and then I got out, and I learned how to recuss. And when I cuss, like when I was teaching in the school, I'm like, shut the fuck up one day, and I lost it. And the kids was like, you don't even sound right cussing. They started
I
laughing at
heard,
me.
yeah.
I'm like, what? They like, you know, my kids be laughing at me when I get to cussing. Daddy, shut up.
Right,
You don't
right.
even sound right. Like,
Yeah, it's not
what are you
right.
saying? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, well, leave it alone. Like, shit, fuck, what the fuck? Like, it don't sound right. But I
Yeah.
think that in all, people say, would they change anything? I wouldn't change anything. I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, man. And to even piggyback about you doing the work that you do, I'm right along with you, man. If I encounter anybody that has served, one of the first questions I ask them, bro, is are you service connected?
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's a must.
Uh,
But it's supposed to
uh,
get hard now. It's supposed to get real hard out here.
man, I mean, I mean, if my wife was here, she'll tell you. If I encounter a brother or a sister, you know, that served, what's one of the first questions I ask? Are you service connected?
But you
And
know,
if you're not, then you need to get it.
even with me and you, our first encounter after joining the frat, I told you, I'm like, bro, no, you need to get, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You need to
yeah.
get
You
that,
put me on
you know,
game.
like it's not what you know when it comes to this game, it's who you know.
Yeah.
And if they know that how to get your stuff in and what you need to be proud, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell
Mm-hmm.
people, yeah, it's hard going to the VA. You might not get an appointment for 6 months, but that 6 months can save you homelessness. It can save you being able to feed your family. It can
Yeah.
save you working a job. And if you snap on that job, it can ruin your reputation. All the things that could make you look worse than what we already look. The stigmas. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all good, man? What you? Fucking nerve. Man, y'all ain't got my number. Just text me. I'll grab shoes for y'all. That's all. I don't got nobody know. Yeah, I'll grab. Just text me. Tell Mike to just text me. You heard me?
So Reggie, I got a question, brother. Um, you said that if it wasn't for your guy telling you to get your act together,
I'll be fucked up right now.
yeah, yeah,
I'll be, bro. I would
yeah,
be one of the guys standing on off of Lisbon with a
yeah,
sign,
yeah.
and people would probably be like, "He didn't been a teacher. He didn't helped all these kids. He didn't been this." Yeah, I did all that, but I was fucked up myself. Like I was helping people fucked up. So just imagine what
Yeah.
I could be not messed up.
Right, right.
You know, like I tell people that all the time. Like I'm a different dude now. Like I'm on a redemption tour, man. I'm on rebuilding my name, my legacy. That's why when people see me changing my name, it's not because I'm Muslim, but Quadir means something.
What
It
does it
means
mean?
something too. It means power and restoration.
Mm,
So it resonates with at peace. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at peace. I'm at peace with not having my family no more. That took something from me. I'm at peace with being alone. I'm at peace with being able to figure it out. You know, I told somebody like my whole adult from 17 till I was 30 till I was 41 years old, I've always been attached to a woman. Always. I've never been alone to know who Reggie was. I had to
mm,
have somebody because I was afraid I was gonna take my life.
mm,
You know,
mm,
waking up 02:30 in the morning, looking around
mm,
like,
mm,
you know what I'm saying? Hearing
mm.
the gunshots in the nightmares and the things that I go through on a regular basis, and looking to the left of me and not being, or seeing a kid being raped or seeing a kid being trafficked, and I'm saying to myself, what if I just put my BDUs back on and go after that motherfucker?
Mm, mm.
Like like a superhero type character, because I didn't get to finish my journey in the Marine Corps. I feel like I owe something. So that's
Yeah,
how I live my life, bro. Now, like
yeah.
to
But
help
see,
whoever I can.
but see, you speaking to a lot of people though, because like I said earlier, man, a lot of us felt that way because I was that way too. My first brother, I would say my first 10 years, maybe, man, I was lost, lost, angry. I had no fucks to give.
Right.
And I suffered in silence though, man. You dig what I'm saying? And so part of my, I guess, redemption tour is to let people know that they're not alone
Right.
and that it's okay
To
to
not
not
be a
be okay.
that's your favorite saying, man. It's, when we figured this thing out, man, that's always what you say. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah,
tell people it's okay to go sit on the couch. Don't be afraid,
yeah. Sit your ass
man.
down. Yeah,
Cause sometimes you gotta unpack to rebuild. You gotta tear down to rebuild.
yeah.
Sometimes you gotta lose everything to gain everything that's meant for you.
Sometimes, yes.
Your journey is different than everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
that's
sir.
why I tell people, like, I'm done comparing myself to somebody else as far as my redemption. You know, just because guys do it better don't mean that I'm any different from them. It just took me a longer time to deal with it. So moving forward, I'm just a different dude, bro. Like I'm a
Yeah,
straight shooter now.
yeah.
People, I got that Marine Corps asshole spirit again. Like I don't care. Like
Sometimes, bro, you gotta get in that again. You gotta let people know.
Yeah. So that's easy for me
Oh
as
yeah.
far as what I'm doing. You know, like the Wake in the Souls podcast, it's not going nowhere. It's only gonna get bigger. After July 17th, it's gonna be after next Friday, it's gonna be way bigger. I got 7 interviews lined up.
So what's the podcast called?
Awaken the Souls. So Awaken the Souls is similar to your podcast, but it's for military veterans and families to get on, for veterans to be able to share their stories, and for their families to be able to react to the unknowns. See, me and you can talk to each other
Yes,
because we
sir.
can relate to each other.
Correct.
It's hard for a veteran to say, I want you to come in a therapeutic session with me. So if I can get you in a seat in your own home, I can get your wife in a seat like in the home in a different room, and she's listening on. You talk to me, and I'm giving you feedback on what's going on, because I tell people I don't want to learn nothing from ain't nobody been through my situation. That's how I am. So that's how
Me
most
too.
veterans are. They don't want
Yes.
to hear shit. If you ain't never been through it, you can't tell me shit.
You can't tell me shit.
So
Nothing.
it could be that one session that saves a marriage, a father-son relationship, a father-daughter relationship, a son-mother relationship, a son-father relationship, because then now I understand why he isolates. Now I understand why he wants to be by himself. Now I understand when somebody does something wrong to him, he separates himself for the fear of retaliation. Now I understand what words trigger him, so now I got to get better, because it's part of the healing process, right?
Mhm.
A lot of people are being left alone because the people don't know. They're outcast from their family because they don't know. They don't understand. Do you know how it feels to be in a room with a group of your family and you say something and they look at you like you crazy?
Yeah. Yeah. Telling them what was going on in my head before. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. And so what do you do in that room when they look at you? You back out.
I back up.
Oh, then you like, we got a family function tomorrow. Won't you?
No,
No, I'm good.
no, I'm good.
Oh, we got this. No, I'm good.
No, I'm good. No, nope.
Oh, you don't never come around. What's wrong with you? It ain't nothing wrong with me.
Hey,
I can't explain to you because you would never understand.
exactly. And I think that is the big problem that we as veterans have in trying to get it out. We because in our heads we can't, because nobody can relate to what we went
Now, why you
through.
ain't texting me what
You
shoes
know
you
what I'm
need?
saying?
He said,
And
what? Text
nobody
me the
can
shoes you need
understand
so I
that.
can do this.
Oh shit, I didn't even pick of that, bro. Okay. You talked to dude about the Air Force One?
Yeah.
You
But
know, but yeah, I get it.
yeah, so just like I said, Mark, man, and just like I told you, man, when I come back from Dallas in a couple weeks, I want you to sit down, we have a conversation. And I think what I'm doing now is gonna really help you. You know what I'm saying? And the journey your wife went on, because you know that situation, you know what I'm saying? This is something that's really gonna be great for you in the platform that you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, bro, like right now, I have 6 brothers ranging from the ages of 62 all the way down to 23. 6 of us are Marines and 1 of them are Army. But in this time frame, we starting to gel together like real brothers. You know what I'm saying? If I'm having a problem, I can get on the phone and call them. If they having a problem, they can get on the phone and call me. If they having, you know what I'm saying? We talk to each other. And that's therapeutic in itself. We
Mm.
all in different states. We not from the same, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that right there is why we joined what we joined, because we thought we would get that sense of brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's missing from us, bro. I see you sitting down having your cigars, but you're always majority of the time by yourself. Wouldn't it be fine to be able to be on a Zoom call or pick up a phone and call one of your somebody and be like, hey, bro, I'm just out here chilling, thinking about this. What you think about that? And y'all
Mm.
shooting this 2 hours looking, you just smoked your cigar, had your little cognac, and then you done came up with another idea to help broaden what you're doing now for yourself and for your family.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Total
You know what I'm
sense.
saying? Like, we can go around the people we supposed to be around, but none of them understands us. They don't.
No. Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
understand our thought process, why we
Yeah.
feel a certain way about certain situations, why we feel this, why we feel that, and then we become outcasts in our own brotherhood.
We do. We do. I totally understand it because I told somebody this a few days ago. I said, when I got out of the Marine Corps, one of the problems that I ran into is my inability to relate to other people. Because here I am, I'm 21 years old, but I have the mentality of like somebody that's 31 or 35 years old because of what I went through. So I'm looking at a 21-year-old civilian dude, and I can't relate to that person.
You can't.
I can't relate to him. I came from an environment that, number one, and we have to admit, brother, it institutionalizes us.
Yeah, yeah.
It institutionalizes us. So we come back, we get up in the morning, early in the morning,
Right.
religiously, right? We go work out. We even run around the street. You know what I'm saying? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Okay.
checking the face. I'm
All
checking the
right.
face.
So as long as you can hear me, but we work out in the morning. We get dressed. I mean, and we get. I mean, we still ironing clothes, making sure
Bro,
everything is
bro,
clean.
I hate to see a
No
wrinkled
wrinkles or
t-shirt.
nothing. At
I ha-
21.
yeah, I
At
hate to see a
21.
wrinkle. Even right now, bro. You know my biggest pet peeve is dust. I hate it.
Yeah.
I be walking up to dusty stuff with my finger just rubbing it off. Like people like, why you doing that? I'm like, bro, it's dusty. And they
People
like,
don't.
what? But you don't know how institutionalized we were when it came to dust.
Right.
Like, bro,
Man.
the white glove
I
treatment.
don't like stuff. I don't like stuff on the floor. I don't like stuff just lingering around and people walk past and not pick it up. It's like you know what I'm saying? It's like it's just in me to just pick stuff up and keep shit neat. I don't like filth. I don't like disorganization.
Especially a bathroom, bro. I was telling somebody, man,
I do not like disorganization, man.
like you go
That's
in the bathroom and it's filthy and it's stanky. You like, man, this shit is crazy. You'll get to cleaning it up yourself,
come on,
even if it
man.
ain't your house, bro. Like you like, man,
You-
like guys, like I was telling the guy, I asked him, I said, bro, you clean up the toilet seat after you pee? He like, no. I'm like,
yeah,
And you wonder why your girl mad. Clean off the toilet seat, boss. Take a piece of toilet tissue before you wash your hand and wipe the toilet seat down.
or something,
He like, you do that? Yeah, I do it. Why not? Like little stuff like that is like crazy, and people think it's not normal, but
man.
it's normal for us. You know what I'm saying? It's normal for us.
I,
You know?
I, 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 I used to scratch my head a lot, dog. You know, when I got out and seeing how life was, I had to really like shake my head. Like this, I need to go back to North Carolina, bro, because
Yeah,
this ain't it.
yeah. But see,
This ain't it.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like if you go to a place like Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, who has a high military population,
Yeah.
you start to realize that you're not an outcast, bro. Like, do
Because
you know how? And
you gonna bump it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
you worked in a prison, right?
Sure.
I worked in school. You know how many people complain about coming to work, and it just irritated the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm supposed to be at work. You be like, oh, nigga, this work? You think this work?
This
Try
is work.
standing, try to stand a 12-hour shift looking at a brick wall for 12 hours,
Yeah.
walking in circles, and
Yeah.
you bet not go to sleep.
Right.
So let's have that conversation. Oh, I could
Let's say
never
that.
do that. But with your little funky job watching, you sitting there behind a desk watching inmates eat zoom zooms and wham whams and bun buns,
Yeah.
and you saying get on the bunk for count time, or you got a phone call or court. That's a job, and what you getting paid versus what I got paid to do the stuff that I did. Oh no, bro.
So, come on, man.
No, we ain't gonna have that conversation, bro. That's why I
Yeah.
tell people, it's like the gratefulness of. Like people say, like even right now, I work at a shoe store. Why do I work at a shoe store? I have a clothing line, right? I want to get my clothing line on the shelves in the shoe store. I have to learn the business in order to be in the business and be great at the business, right?
Sure.
I got a good job during the day, but why not work part time, making $10 an hour learning the business? Oh, you fool, man. You could be at home. I could be at home doing what? Sleep? Isolated from the world?
Mm.
Or I could be interacting with people and trying to get my life together. Because it's help, it's therapeutic. So
You found some peace in
yeah, servicing
getting
people.
out and being around people.
I tried to
In
go
your
back.
redemption tour. In your redemption tour.
Yeah, I try, and I'm gonna tell you the interesting thing was I had a good job working at I was working for Vicious Sewer. You remember I told you about that for your son. I was working out there making like $2,000 to $3,000 a week, bro. Great job. I'm gonna show you now. This is spiritual. I'm gonna show you how God works. So 6 years ago, I was out of school. I helped get the school accredited, whatever, you know what I'm saying? The school played me. I ended up leaving, going to Hope. So in the process of that, I ended up losing my job at VS, right? They asked me to come back already. They asking me to come back now. I used my job at VS. VS, I'm sitting at home doing nothing. So I start Ubering again, lifting, right? God said, go back to that school. I want you to get a message out of that school that you didn't get last time. So I go back to the school there in the middle of accreditation, right? Who saves their school again? Me, right? So as we're going through the year, the rest of the year, I start to see the value, how my value goes down and how what you call energy transfers, right? You in a building where everybody complaining, the building ain't up to code, this, that, and the third, and it's just letting it happen. And you seeing these young men and young women who can't read or write in the second and third grade, can't do 1+1 and all that. You start to say, how do you change it? How do you change the narrative, right? I walked away from that job and got another good job. I never have a problem getting a job. We're not talking about a career. We're talking about a job. It's different. And now I'm on this journey. Like I'm gonna have a mentorship program that I can still be in the schools and still help the schools. Right. I'm gonna be able to help veterans. I'm gonna have my clothing line. I'm also gonna be able to build a line for when I'm joining, hopefully. And I'm gonna be fulfilling my dreams, fashion, being able to teach get young boys in the summer. What I really want to do is with 8th grade boys, I want to start a program to where we going to help rehab houses, where I get contracts to rehab houses for the city. And we take a portion of their paychecks in the summer and put it towards them getting a car when they turn 16 and get a license. What does that do? That stops the car thefts. You get what I'm saying? It also teaches them a trade, which now people don't understand. When you go to the military, you can pick up a trade in the military, right?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I'm strengthening the veteran community because now I'm bringing that awareness to I'm using that platform to bring awareness to what's going on with veterans. And then I'm building other veterans, like-minded veterans that go out and do community service on a regular basis to where we're letting people know what's going on positive. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm going with this. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm not, I know what my financial destiny is that God has for me. When it's my time, it's going to be my time. But right now, I have a service to do to get to there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I have and I'm still in the process of changing my life. I'm not all the way put together, but I'm changing my life one step at a time, one day at a time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking, I do have goals. I have dreams. Without goals are just dreams, right? So I have a dream with goals that I have to accomplish in between to get to that. You know what I'm saying? And this is just part of my process and part of my journey, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that it's gonna get fatigued, you're gonna be weary, but you gotta stay strong. You know, we was taught the race is not given to the swift or
No
the
to the strong.
strong, but the one who endures to the end. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
what it is.
Yes, sir.
I remember my dad dying about 6 years ago. He died alone. He didn't have a companion. His kids, we really didn't have a great relationship with him. He didn't have money to bury himself. All he had was a basic high school education. He was a painter. You know what I'm saying? He was addicted to heroin. He had liver failure.
Mm.
I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I remember my dad used to go in rooms and people used to turn their head. And I had started becoming that person a couple years ago.
What does that mean?
That means like they hate to see you coming. You're draining of the energy in the room. I don't want to be that. I want to be an energy giver, not an energy taker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now when I step out and go in rooms, I know that they looking at me to figure out who the hell is him.
Mm-hmm.
What does he have? And that's the kind of reaction that I want to give.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to get, why is he coming in here? Look at him. I don't want to get that.
Yeah.
I want to get the like, dang, look at dude. Like he got it. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah.
what do you do? And then I can spit what's going on. I can give my what they call two-minute story.
Little elevator speech. Yeah.
The elevator speech.
Yeah.
And one day I'm gonna step in the right room where I'm gonna connect with the right people who gonna take me beyond what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of those guys that fits in a room with the guys who doing whatever to get whatever. I'm never gonna be that. I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. I'm a trendsetter. I'm not a. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna give you this, bro. I thank you for giving me. I remember we did this on the radio platform on the podcast,
Yeah.
but it wasn't visual.
Right.
And then we did our show together. But you gave me my voice. You helped me bring my voice, and I thank you for that. You as a big brother, like I look at you as, we don't talk all the time, but I look at you as a big brother. You know, I watch everything that you do from afar, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you've ever did, what's up? Everything that you've ever said to me, I respect everything. Even when I call you when I have issues and you shoot it to me, I take it to heart. And I evaluate everything that you tell me because a lot of experience I'm experiencing now, you have already been there.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? And I respect you for the man that you are. So, like, I wanted to say my kudos to that, man.
Thank
to
you, brother. Appreciate that,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So I want to ask, man, how are things between you and your kids?
Right now, I'm restoring my relationship. Me and my youngest kid, we good. You know, Jazz used to be with us all the time. Me and Jazz is good. I'm trying to rebuild my relationship with my 16-year-old, my 19-year-old, my oldest daughter, 23. I got 3 grandkids now.
Oh, man.
Trying to rebuild my relationship with my stepdaughter because a lot of the shit that I did, I didn't know she noticed it. You know what I'm saying? And that destroyed our relationship.
Okay.
Actually, bro, out of all my kids, she the only one, her and my middle daughter who bossy about me, and my baby daughter are the only, I got 7 kids. I got 3 happy Father's Days. I got 2 happy birthdays. That's sad, bro. Even like with my son, I paid for my son to go through college. And you remember, he was on our show. I didn't even get invited to the graduation. That to this day is eating me alive. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I'm like, where is the disconnect with me and him? And, you know, I have to learn to let go. Sometimes you got to let your kids go on their own journey before we can sit down at the table and have those hard conversations as an adult, not as a kid. When you're talking to a kid that's 16 and 17, they really don't understand. And when you take responsibility and accountability for the fucked up shit that you did as a parent and own your shit and don't make it about the mother, make it about you to your kids. That's one thing I can say to people. Because I fought for a lot of stuff, but I never fought for them. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm in a battle trying to fight for that type of relationship with them. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. So what's the goal for you, brother? What's your goal?
Like I said earlier, to get through with my process that I'm in right now in a couple weeks, taking that process and helping start my work in the veteran community.
Yeah.
Continue to get my podcast rolling the way it should be. Just focusing on things for myself. I try to do so much for so many other people, and it deters me from doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's the devil's plan. He can distract you because he knows you're a given person and that you want to see everybody successful. Everybody else's success ain't ways on you, it's ways on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that in a nutshell, and focusing on Reggie, like really focusing on who Reggie is and who Dr. Holton. You know what is Reggie is different from Dr. Holton. You know, Reggie is Reggie, and Dr. Holton is Dr. Holton. Just like Reggie the Marine is different from Dr. Holton. You know what I'm saying? But
Sure.
I got to intertwine all those things to become the man that I'm supposed to be. And that's what Quadir comes out of. You know what I'm saying? What happened?
So you're growing.
Yeah.
You're growing. And don't rush it, brother. Take it one day at a time, man.
Oh, no doubt.
Take everything in as it comes, and just take the experience one day at a time, bro.
Man, again, like I said, thank you for this, man. And everything that you say to me, I take to heart, bro. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm doing. One day at a time, one step at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 moment at a time. So,
and that's all you can do, brother. That's all you can do. I know you're at work, and I won't hold you much longer, man, but I do appreciate the time that you did take to speak with me about your story. And I'm proud of you, man, for the growth that you have spoke to us about, because not too many people can be as open as you are in saying that, you know what, I fucked up.
Oh yeah,
I fucked up a lot.
And the problem,
I'm trying to do the work to make the change.
But the problem is this: when you've done so much good, the little bad outweighs the good in this world, and it's hard to come back from. I was always told, if you trying to go somewhere, tell your story before you let somebody else tell it. And it's the truth. It's raw.
That's true. Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. And if God still got me kicking and breathing, I have a purpose, bro. So
just keep moving.
That's all I'm doing.
That's all you can do. Just keep moving. Let the naysayers do the naysaying. You know what I mean? Rock with the people who rock with you.
And that's what I'm finding out, bro. Like, not everybody is your friend. Not everybody is your, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Not everybody has your best interests at heart. People will tell you quick. So I'm used to it, bro. So
all right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, man, so you can do your thing, brother. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to get with us on Soldier Stories podcast. My name is Mark Ross. I'm out, brother. Salute to you, bro.
Peace.
Peace, man.